Welcome everybody to the conversation. This is Tyquan. I got a special guest in the building. My man, DJ Renegade, Soul Mavericks, and what else? What other crews you rap, bro?
Monsters crew, my popping crew.
Word. Are you part of any DJ crew?
Scratch Perverts used to be.
Oh, word. That's dope.
Not at the moment.
Yo, I use them. Yo, those cats, Scratch Pickles. I use
Perverts, not Pickles.
Not Scratch Pickles?
No, Scratch Perverts. We were like the UK version.
Oh, okay. Word. He said UK version. Word. Hey, it is what it is, right? We all stay influence and inspire each other. That's what hip hop's about. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, but yeah, yo, thanks for coming through, Renegade. Yo, big shouts to everybody that's out there. Huh?
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, no doubt, man. You know, the reason why I'm doing this, and of course, there's always a purpose. You know, we hardly have that conversation or dialogue between heads within the scene. You know what I'm saying? And the influence that we have, whatever we say, have big influence, positive or negative, as you know. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put negative energy out there, I'm sure there's going to be a group of cats out there that's just going to pull that negative energy, and they're going to, it's feeding their soul, and they just, oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. And there's this
normal,
other heads that's in the game that's influencers and that just want to move this culture forward. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be breaking, MCing, DJing, what have you, but all of us are part of, we're very active in the breaking scene. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So whenever we say something and, there's positive and negative effect, and for a lot of us, I mean, for me at least, I really want to push the conversation forward as more of a positive, educational, awareness type dialogue. You know what I mean? And we all can agree to disagree as well. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, yo, F you, Renegade. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to fuck with you no more. Boom, boom. You get what I'm trying to say? Or anybody else. Like, yo, fuck this person or that person. And for me, that's not the right route, because we can't learn nothing from each other if we come across with that mind state that Poe and I was talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it,
I saw that, 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
Deep on that joint, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really went deep, and
but he's felt that as well, like people doing dumb shit or whatever else, but honestly, it's like no one cares, man.
Right.
The ones who's moving are gonna keep moving, and the ones who's crying are gonna keep crying, and it's just, it's like the rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
Right. It's like that mentality, right?
It's whatever to me.
It comes back to the mentality, and I feel like there should be a shift, and that's the reason why I'm doing this type of dialogue, because and I hope other people would kind of share the dialogue, and maybe kind of push forward, because to be honest, I used to be one of those person, the boot.
Polo. I'm on my 10% Polo. What the hell?
Yo, when Pollo come into the chat room, we always put some jokes, bro.
I'm on my 10%, bro.
Yo, shouts to Freestyle Session Cross. What up? Got my man Omar in the house. Shouts to everybody, man, for joining. Word up. So yeah, like Cross is saying, misery loves company. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but yeah, that's the reason why we need to have these conversations, especially with heads that's trying to move this forward to, with that right approach, like Poe was saying, there's always that right approach. And like I was saying before Polio interrupted, I used to be on that mode even before I got into Breakin, on that,
Yeah, but Tyquan, we've always been, everyone's been in that mode. I tell you a quick story, right?
Word up.
It was around 1996 or 7, right? And it was the first UK champs had happened, right? And it was just like some guy named Hooch had thrown this event in London, and everybody was pissed off about it because who the fuck is Hooch? You know, coming on our scene and trying to take over and blah, 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 blah. And I was at a club called Scratch one night, and some guys I know, they knew him and they introduced us. This is a true story, right? And I was just like, so that's the fool, and walked away, bro. Years later, we're working together.
Right.
You know? So I was like that kind of precious about, yo, this guy can't do that with the culture and all this kind of shit. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, didn't even know the guy. I'd never met him. I knew nothing about him. It's just dumb shit, you know? Like, find out for yourself how people roll and make your decisions based on your own experience of them, man. Not live streams and internet nonsense and all this shit. I don't care a damn about it.
But the sad thing is, a lot of people with that negative mindset, they don't know how to grow out of that. And that's the thing. They have so much to offer to the scene, right? But they don't choose that route, an educational route or more professional approach route, but more just always just nagging. And sometimes it's just like, man, you're wasting your God-given talent. You know what I'm saying?
You're a grown man. How old are you now?
I turned 37 this year, bro.
You're 37 years old, right?
Yeah.
Which means you've been through the mill a few times. So if you're with a girlfriend that you don't get along with and all she does is nag, are you going to stay with her?
No, man.
Maybe she can contribute and be perfect for someone else somewhere else. But I don't want nothing to do with her. She can keep it moving.
Right. I
feel like that. The scene is massive, right? It's super global right now, and it's super massive. I don't need to see you if I don't want to see you. I don't need to hang out. I don't need to talk to you. There's enough events that you can go to those ones, and I can go to these ones, and we never have to meet. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
The scene's like got so many layers and so many levels and so many different things happening. I ain't telling anybody what to do with their jam or their idea of what the culture is or any of this shit. I couldn't care less what you think about the culture. Do you know what I mean? My vision of the culture is going to match yours in some percentage, and it's going to not match it in another percentage. And the same with everyone else. Do you know what I'm saying? If we all see eye to eye, I don't think that's what the culture is.
Right.
Do you know, the culture is about self-expression. Then I'm going to see things my way. You're going to see things your way. Some ways we're going to match and whatever else. Do you know what I mean? Like, I ain't even trying to see it like anybody else, man. I see it like me, from my life experiences and from the things that I've contributed and from the people that have helped me or I've helped or whatever else. The rest of them...
He said the rest of them. Yeah, I mean, so what... For new generation coming into the game now, I feel like it's important for them to understand the cultural aspect as well, though, the traditional, you know, like where it came from and this and the third. Like, do you think that's important aspect for new generation to come in?
I think it's super important, but I don't think it should be shoved down their throat.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
When I started breaking, I didn't care about anything apart from getting a goddamn windmill and a backspin, bro. You know, like, I didn't care about who was doing it. Like, all of these groups and all that, they meant nothing to me. And then later on, you find out. In fact, I started as a power mover. I didn't give two shits about dancing or footwork when I first started breaking. I just wanted swipes and windmills and a head spin and all the cool moves. And then you grow as you get older. And this is normal. Then you want to find out about the culture as you mature. And it's the same with everything, you know? Like, every dance I've done, I just wanted to feel. I just wanted to to do the goddamn thing I was seeing, you know, this magical thing I was seeing. I was just like, you know, I want to learn that. I want to learn that thing, you know what I mean?
Cross saying you still trying to get those power moves.
Hey, I had more power moves than him when I was a kid. Get out of here.
To a neck freeze. Polio said to a neck freeze. Can you imagine? Yo, imagine Renegade do a neck freeze, y'all. Like, this big ass dude is doing a neck freeze.
I'm not so big anymore, you know. I'm kind of rich right now, bro.
Yeah, man. I see you've been working out, fasting, and
Yeah,
how old are you now?
48.
48. So you same age as Poe. Word up. That's
Same
dope.
as Post, same as Storm, same as loads of people around that age. Yeah.
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 So do you think it's important to, you know, it's important for you?
I do when I have my students, right? I introduce them to the history and the culture and what's happened and all this kind of stuff, right? But I don't drum it into their heads,
Right?
Because they're not interested. And if you force people, if you have kids, you'd know this, right? If you try to force people one way, they will go the other way, right?
Yeah,
and you make those mistakes, and you stop making those mistakes really quick unless you're an idiot, right? So you introduce them to the cultural aspects of it, right? Whatever. Some of them take to it, some of them don't.
Right.
The ones who don't might catch up in 10 years' time. Right. Or they may never catch up. You know, it's whatever, man, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you. It should be about the journey of that person.
And it should be about choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the ones who want to know, say, for example, someone like Spin, who wants to know more about the culture and he wanted to dabble with graffiti and all the other things to do. He wants to learn DJing now and all that. I'll keep feeding.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But the ones who don't want to know, it's just like, I'm not going to beat myself up.
I feel you.
Do that, you know, like
it should never be force feed. And for me, that's how I've been too, right? And for like as you know, coming up in the hood, like you never want somebody to tell you do something, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to have fun as a young buck coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nobody like, yo, you gotta do this. We have that rebellious mentality anyways, right?
Which is part of hip hop, supposedly.
Yeah. It's like, yo, I'm not fucking with that. That's the lingo. I'm not fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing my thing, you know? And for me, I feel like a lot of elders, they kind of like force feed. And that's the difference. And trying to say, yo, by force feeding, they're trying to make himself like feel better. That's their own insecurities. You know what I'm saying?
But this is short term because I mean I'm around a lot of young dancers, and I can tell you that it's for a while it's okay, and then after the 50th time, these kids are just like, get this old guy away from me, man.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like they'll listen and they're just like, I just want to train, man. Please take this guy away. I swear to you. I swear. You know? Especially as it's usually the same 4 stories 50 million times.
Right.
You know? Like I've had students, right? And like an old school guy's gonna tell them a story. And I had this one time, and one of the guys I was teaching, he came to me, he's like, yo, Kev, did you know that story about so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, that was like 25 years ago. He's like, oh. He told it like it was last week.
Right.
They're not fucking interested, man. When they're interested, they will come to you. Tell me your stories or whatever else, you know. Give me your experiences and da-da-da-da-da-da. But when they're young, they just want to train and get some moves, man.
Right. I mean, if you really think about it, back then, I mean, I wasn't there, of course, but coming up in the hood, like, you know how it is. So back then, in the Bronx, I'm sure the ones that started are like, oh, you got to do this or this and that. Like, come on, they're all expressing themselves.
That's all modern day thinking, man. Trust me.
Right.
It's just modern day thinking that you have to know this and that and the other, and like, nah. Nah, I'll learn that in my own time, man. Don't tell me when and don't tell me how. And no, we're all adults. We're all individuals. I will learn what I need to learn in my time. And if I don't know something, who cares, man?
Right.
You know?
I feel
like,
you.
who out there can say that they know everything from every block, from every city? No, none of them. Nobody can do that. They know their little part of the story, their little contribution or whatever else. But stay in your box, stay in your lane, man. We always say it about and to each other, you know, like, stay in your lane. It's like, you stay in your fucking lane. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never left your city. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know? What are you talking about? You ain't been to a jam in 10 years. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what's happening.
Right.
You know, like, stay in your lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, I mean, even the word hip hop, I mean, the culture called hip hop, it didn't start, that wording of the culture didn't start till 82, right? So actually, like, everybody was doing their own thing, you know? If you want to keep it traditional, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was doing their own thing in the hood at that time, you know, in the Bronx, and that was a self-expression of the Bronx hood, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I feel like, I feel like a lot of elders need to change their approach on how they educate the next generation, you know? I
don't know if, in my experience, there's only a few people that can adapt, right? Now, I can count them on one hand, bro, really. Like, we really lost a gem recently, do you know what I mean? I was there when Float had his things, you know what I mean? And it fucking knocked the shit out of me, I swear to God, man. Because I swear to you, bro, he was one of the real ones. Out of all the people I've met, it's literally a handful. And he was one of the ones that I would say he was 110% real. Do you know what I mean? There was no do it my way or ego or I created this or anything. Like, everybody accepts that Float was a bad man back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. You would never, ever hear that from him. Anybody who's claiming that they were this and that and the third, they're all bums, man. Float was the guy. And yet you never heard him speak about himself with some grandeur, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what's real.
Give Float some love, y'all. Want to see that love, you know what I'm saying? Give Float some love.
Trust me. Like, loads of time and love for that guy. I swear to God, man. There's hardly anybody like that. Really. Hardly any. Everybody's just trying to hustle and to become some... all this chat about legend and pioneer and all this sort of stuff. Trust me. Bums, man. The ones who are pioneers, you know who they are.
Right.
You know their contribution. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, all these other guys, whatever, bro.
Yeah, the ones that looking for it are always the ones that say, yo, you know, hey, I'm this, I'm that. But the ones that usually don't, they just do their thing and let other people, you know, like, hey, you're legendary. And sometimes they were like, nah, I'm not even like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's Float right there. That's Float.
Word.
And that to me is the realest, because I've heard from so many people how incredible that guy was. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when he's like, nah, then you know it means something. Mm-hmm. But when these guys, the first thing that's out of their mouth is what they did and who they smoked in 1964 or whatever else, like...
You say 1964?
Yeah, guess what? Back in 1983, I scored $1 million on Pac-Man, bro.
What? Where?
What? Yeah, man, I'm a $1 million scorer.
Nah, I gotta see some data of that joint.
I'm king of the world. Get the fuck out of there, man.
Word, I feel you, man. I mean, that just come back with that mentality. In my last episode, I was talking to Poe. You know, it's just that mentality, man. They have to break out of that, and sometimes they gotta grow out, and they don't. It's just such they don't know no better. You know what I mean? And I think it has to be our generation, like my generation, to make that impact, and to tell them like, yo, you're wrong,
Yeah, but that is your responsibility, and your generation's not doing its job, man.
Right.
It's not. What it's doing is kowtowing to these guys and encouraging them to do bullshit. And it's just like, nah, bro, you should stop them. You should educate them. Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing my part, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully other brothers and sisters that see this conversation, yeah, tell them,
Tell them to behave. Because the thing is, it ends up worse for them. And I've seen that more than one time. Do you know what I'm saying? And the two things I've seen, two eras I've seen. So when it started to come back in like the 90s, when you met certain old school heads, they were super grateful. Right? They were humble, I would say. And they were, like you'd get them into a jam free and they was like, wow, Breakin's still going. This is so dope. Within 6 months, they're like, yeah, I'm an original B-boy. And that's just not in America. That's here as well. I've seen it, man. All of a sudden they're wearing all the clothes and everything. When the first time you see them, they're in a suit or something like that. Come from work. They're fucking shiny shoes. 6 months later, they're the original B-boys and they got the stances and the cap and all that. All fucking fakes. Get the fuck out of here, man. I pull all their fucking cards, bro.
Right.
All of them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I just hope, that a lot of, stand-up brothers and sisters in my generation can point out, can talk to these OG and not being afraid to speak our mind, and I spoke my mind all the time, right? Renegade.
No, I saw you were one of the ones who stood up, man, when people are getting out of my pocket.
Even like the first generation, they be saying some stuff, and I'm like, yo, hold up, man.
That can't be right.
Hold up, man. Of all these years, y'all saying one thing, and now y'all saying another. And then when we presented what y'all told us before, now we wrong.
Yeah, now they will blame you.
That's not leadership quality. You know what I'm saying? Like how you gonna blame the next generation for your fuck up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For the information that you supposed to be knowing. Yeah. So don't blame us. You gotta blame yourself for not being proactive in that area. So I had to speak my mind. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna sit here and just I'm not like all these other dudes and just letting the first generation to say, this, that, and the third. I'm like, nah, man, I gotta speak my mind. Let's go into the Rebel BC1.
Rebel BC1.
Congratulations to Lozu and Ami. First ever B-Girl World Champs at Rebel BC1, so that was a monumental.
Yes, Abdul.
Bro, that was epic, and
bro.
And so what's your opinion? I thought Rebel was one of the illest Rebel.
It was one of the best ones for sure, but production wise, some of the other stuff, whatever. It's just another event, but production wise, Red Bull got it super tight this year. There's always going to be issues. I mean, the people watching Red Bull, they don't realize how much work's going on in the background. You can't be the guy who couldn't organize a piss up in a brewery criticizing Red Bull. What have you ever organized in your life? Nothing? Then sit down, What Red Bull's doing is, it's got so many moving parts, bro. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. Right? And lots of it's going to go wrong or not be perfect because there's so much happening. In the few days they've got to shoot videos and media and profiles, and they got to brief this person and that person. They got the cameras, the OB van that probably costs more than most events. All of this stuff going on. There's 200 people working, 300 people working. It's insane, man. Insane. Definitely. And they pull it off, And I mean, Red Bull, people forget that Red Bull's the one who did loads of the floor.
I know, bro.
Don't act like Red Bull's brand new, man. Red Bull's been there for a long time. Don't act like Red Bull hasn't got some kind of some kind of love for the culture. Do you know what I'm saying? Not in the same way that we do, but they have some kind of love for this culture, or else they would have bumped long time ago. You know, the way we respond to Red Bull and how we're always dissing and all that malarkey. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Red Bull, lots of times I thought that they would just be like, yo, fuck these haters. Let's give the money to freestyle football. Let's give the money to blah, blah, blah. You know, like, they've thrown so much money at our scene. Sometimes misused, right? But they've been here for a long time, bro. That's 17 years, maybe. Which other company has done anything near that? And I'm not a Red Bull spokesperson, believe me. Right? Sometimes they make some choices that I'm not au fait with or whatever, but they've been putting in work for 17 or 18 years. Like, just tip your hat and say, yo, you're doing all right, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, you know. And
15 years of this one event, bro. Fuck, man.
Yeah, that was the 15th. That's crazy.
For a company that has, I mean, they don't make money from Breakin. Who's the idiot that thinks that? They spend money on Breakin.
So everything was free, right? For the camp, people that goes to the camp, like they can take class for free. Everything was free.
Only the event to get in you pay for, because it's a spectacle. But to go to the camp, to hang out with the celebrities, all free, man. All free.
Yeah,
and you know. Nobody else ain't doing that shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, people always got something to say without even knowing what goes behind the scene.
You don't know what's going on, man. And Cross has just brought up a good point. It's not the same people. Every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, the staff changes around. So it's not the same people even. Do you know what I mean? So they've shown a lot of love for the culture, man. You know, and it's like, who else is doing camps like that?
Right.
With you know, with that are not from the culture. Because of course you've got to catch the flavor and this kind of stuff, right? But those guys are in the culture. You know, Polski flavor, they're in the culture, so that it's in their best interests to have camps. Red Bull not in the culture, and they got Crazy Leg on deck, bro. You know, telling his stories, judging, being there. People can come and talk to the guy and find out stuff. You know, it's just
what
like
people don't know is they supported Leg's mission and vision for that Puerto Rico relief.
Puerto Rico, the bouncing cats was Red Bull. In Uganda, it's just ain't nobody else doing that shit.
Right,
crazy.
And so for people that say, well, they're not about the culture, I'm like, man.
Yeah, but you know, their idea of culture and mine are different, because I see the culture globally. You know what I mean? If you see the culture locally, maybe not doing anything for your local scene. But if you look at, say, for example, the Indian scene, which is having massive growth. They had workshops with Roxrite and Hong Ten and someone else last year or the year before. It's just like, who else is doing that, bro?
Right.
Who else is bringing those kind of celebrities to your door for you to hang out with and to train with?
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah, I mean, shouts to India, you know? I mean, for real, India's scene is coming up, like, straight up. So big shouts to India. And yeah, bro, I mean, if you really think about it, Red Bull has been consistently doing this stuff. Yeah. It's not like 1 year they stop and another year or 2 years later, like, oh, we're going to, you know, do this and that. No, every year and
every year, bro.
And they have camps, like regional camps and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So
they had Red Bull beat riders and nobody even paid attention.
Right.
You know, like, when was that? 10 years ago, they were already doing camps when nobody even knew what camps were.
Right.
They were already rocking that shit. They just didn't have the formula right yet, you know, but they were already playing with stuff, even back then.
Yeah, like Rob's saying, again, this is one. Go ahead.
The scene didn't know how to capitalize on it then. You know, what should have happened is maybe a group from within the scene should have approached Red Bull and said, okay, let's do this more culturally or whatever else, you know? But again, that's us. That's not Red Bull. That's our responsibility to say, here's a plan that I've got. I want to have a more cultural approach on top of the event competition-y thing.
Right.
Right? And so we can bring balance. But you can't do that complaining on YouTube or complaining on Facebook. Like,
Bro.
get a deck together, get your balls out your purse, and go to the fucking office and be a man.
Right. I feel you. Yeah, I'm just tired of the Facebook stats. Sometimes I just have to unfollow people. You know what I mean? I just don't want to see that on my newsfeed.
No, I don't care if you've got complaints. Show me solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can complain as much as you want. But if you ain't got no solutions, I don't give two shits what you write. Everybody's got complaints. I can complain about a million things. About your face. So what? Do you know what I mean? Like, who cares?
I feel
Fix it. Show me the solution. Show me the step-by-step solution. Show me a system that can work, and then we're good. You think Red Bull's not going to back something that can work? Don't be crazy.
Right. And that's the thing, like, the new generation, well, it starts with my generation. Like back again to that what I said, it has to be my generation to lead by example and break that cycle. And so my generation got to be a solution-based generation, right?
But your generation should be the conduit, the link between my generation and Sonny's generation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, you guys should have, this is just my opinion, you guys should have danced, served your time, and then be the building bridge between the two generations. Because you're in touch with my generation, and you should be in touch with the next generation. Yeah. So all Brooksy and that lot, that's the next generation, right?
Right.
Busy Brooks and all these guys.
Yeah, I mean, Busy Brooks is, mid 2000. Yeah,
so like just before Sonny's generation,
mm-hmm.
But your generation, that's your responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
For me.
Right.
And instead, people just want to cry about who's taken whose moves. Really?
Right.
Seriously, that's what this conversation is going to be about? Really?
Right.
Come on, man. Really?
I feel you. There's wasted energy that could be.
Is that it? Like, build something. Build an infrastructure. Build a framework that people can work from. You're really going to cry about who's doing who moves? Oh, my God, man.
Right.
I can't deal sometimes, bro. Like, really.
Yeah, isn't that like there's a big discussion with how cavemen, how Sonny was biting cavemen or something, but then caveman was like,
I didn't really see it because I don't really get into all that kind of stuff.
Caveman, because I saw it on Stance, right? And caveman was like, yo, yeah, he can do my move, you know. So,
that's like shut down.
Right. So, and I think, and again, it comes back to that approach, right? It's caveman's approach.
Respect to caveman. Respect to the guy.
Right.
It's like, because that is what it's about. Or else, guess what, bro? You can't do a windmill.
Right.
Guess what? You can't do a halo. Did you get clearance from the creator of these moves? Right. You can't do a track. Did you talk to track? If you didn't, you're a dirty biter as well.
Right.
I don't care if you touch your left nipple when you did it and say it's some innovation. Get the fuck out of it. I've seen every move come and go, bro. So unless you created something brand new, like, take a seat, because the rest of your run belongs to other people.
Right.
Ain't no one out there breaking, and every move of theirs is unique. Take a seat, bro.
And even at that, people might create the same move, right? Because we all listen to the same music. Because movements can sometimes parallel each other. Even if somebody from UK or Asia, you know, it's a global dance.
It happens all the time. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you see the scene globally, you know it happens. Do you know? So to have this kind of like, this ego-driven me, I created, it belongs to me. It's sick, man. It's sick in the head, bro. Like, it really worries me sometimes when I see some of these guys writing about moves that they own. I'm just like, you own a move. What are you talking about? Fucking own a car, bro. Talking about a move, man. I want a bank account. I want a house. I want a wife and 2 kids, bro. Talking about your one contribution to the world is a move. What are you saying to me? Fuck, man.
Right.
Jesus, you should be happy that someone else wants to do your shit. You should be fucking happy.
I feel you.
Do you know, like, you're meant to, hip-hop is about contributing. It's not about ownership. Not to me. I mean, maybe it is to other people. I don't give a shit, right? But for me, it's about contributing to something that's growing. Or else, we got no culture, bro. If I didn't copy Joe Cooley, and if I didn't copy Spinbad, and if I didn't copy Jazzy Jeff, and if I didn't copy Cash Money, and if I didn't copy Legs, and I didn't copy Kenny, and I didn't copy those, and I didn't copy Kuriaki, and like the list goes on. There would be no Sunny. There would be no Spin. There would be no Mouse even. These guys wouldn't exist at the level that they do.
Mm-hmm. I feel you, bro.
You know, like, it makes no sense to me.
Just wasted energy, man. And even at that, like, nothing's, like, they don't, like, nothing's resolved. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, nothing is resolved. Like, I can see if there's a resolution, right?
Right.
But there's no resolution. It's like, what's the point? You know?
What's the point? Yeah. Like Polo, you listening? Where's my 10% for selling my mixtape? Or what a resolution?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how dumb is that, bro? Right. I should take my hat off and be like, yo, Polo hustled. Boom.
Right.
Right? I don't want nothing. It's already gone. The minute I create it, it's gone. The minute I show it, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the more people... I remember seeing an interview recently with... that Norin Rad guy did it. Who was it? Oh, man. I forget. It was in my head, but it's gone now. But the guy was literally saying that when other people did his move, he's like, yeah, you're kind of... You're representing me without representing me. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I see Soul Mavericks, they represent me, bro. Mm-hmm. Each of them's got a part of me. They can't get away from it. You can't get away from it. When I see monsters do popping, I've touched them. I've given them. So there's a part of me in each of them, and there'll be a part of me in each of their students. Whether it's my thinking or my philosophy or my concepts or my moves or whatever else. Same thing happened when I watched Kenny, when I watched Legs, when I watched there's young people that I was just like, Rudy Rex, he used to do this thing, and I was just like, yo, that's a dope thing. And I taught it to Mavericks as a drill to work a concept. Mm-hmm. So there's a bit of him, there's a bit of Little John, there's a bit of Moy, there's so many people. But you just take it all and you just do this, and then that's what culture's about, bro. That's what it's about.
So I think what you're saying is more influence, right?
Yeah, now, of course.
Now, for me, I have an issue where somebody who bit like the whole entire round, you know, like the whole style.
That's different.
Right.
That's different.
Right.
Okay, but let me just say, okay, and I hope I don't get fucking lynched for this, right? But if you remember long enough ago, when Little Zoo first came out, he was a bit like Kid David. Right? Now, if we'd have strung him up and killed him, he would never have become the dancer he became later.
I feel you.
So sometimes you have to go through that process as you're discovering your own self.
Right.
Right?
And they come back to that educational approach. Instead of outcasting him, hey, bro, let's, motivate him. See him, educate him in a way that, like, oh, I can be myself, but at the same time, I can be influenced by this person.
And then you can grow into something great.
Right.
Instead of always trying to, like, abort the babies, you abort a child, maybe the cure for cancer's in their head. You don't know what direction they're going to go in. You don't know what creations are going to come out of them with the creations they got from you. Do you know what I mean? Like the things that you couldn't conceive of may be in their head. The extension of your moves to where you couldn't imagine it might be in their head. Mm-hmm. You know, the stuff that, say, Uzi Rock is doing, it's not the first time I've seen those moves, bro.
Right.
It's the first time I've seen them done like that.
Right. Exactly. Right? His own approach.
Look at his execution. Look at his whole approach. Look at his character. You may or may not like it, but it's Uzi Rock, man. Even if he's got a move from this guy and a thing from that guy and a little thing from this guy, the whole package is Uzi Rock. And you still have to show me these guys who say they created all these moves, right? Especially of your generation. I want to see a move. I want to see a list of their moves, all three of them, right? And I want to see them run and see where they're doing halos, flares, windmills, floats, footwork. Are they doing CCs? That's a bite. Everything else is a bite.
Yeah, because those moves are originally a signature move of whoever created them, right?
Yeah. And you're not allowed to touch them.
Like, that was an original signature move, you know, of Robbie Rock. You know? Yeah. So, so everybody is
you're a biter.
Biting if you keep with that mentality. It's like, yo, that was his original signature move, right?
And if you never met him, you can't use it.
Right. It's just like, nah, bro.
Then with it.
Right. I feel you.
Then with it. Right?
Yeah.
So when I'm talking biting, I'm talking approach, I'm talking character, I'm talking maybe even how you dress, because I've been to a jam before. Right. And I look around, I'm like, yo, is that? No, it's not.
Is that Renegade? Even when how they talk, they switch up with the British accent. Like,
yeah.
A cup of tea.
Yeah. Like when I hear English guys use the word beat, I wanna slap them, bro. Yo, beat, I just want to hit them. I'm like, we don't talk like that in the UK.
Right.
You know, it's just like, you're right, then.
When it comes to biting, all that, it's all the different variables. Is like, damn, he's everything
so
about him.
Unless you're defining it properly, take a fucking seat.
Right.
You know, unless you can point out that the person went into the move like you did the move like you did, came out of the move like you did, then, you know.
Right.
And even then, like, let's take, for example, the Sonny caveman thing. Is Sonny the first person to do that move? Because I've been seeing that move for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Or is it just because Sonny's hot right now?
I think because Sonny, come on, it's Rebel BC1, bro.
Yeah, like, and he's hot.
And he's a target. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So once you're on top, it's always you're the target. You know? And so
I know Sonny. He's man enough to tell these guys to fuck themselves.
Right.
And they can come see him in the circle anytime, you know? It's just like, talk all your talk on the internet, but when they see Sonny in real life, nobody wants to go at it with him.
Right.
So shut the fuck up.
Right.
You know? Like, all internet chat, bro. All of it.
I feel
Sonny's ready for any of you to battle, anytime.
Hey, y'all heard it live first right here on MZK Worldwide. The issues, handle it on the floor. That's what we do as B-boys, as B-girls as well, right? That's what we do.
If you want to call man a biter, fly out to the jam and go see him, innit?
Yeah.
Whether it's Uzi Rock or Sonny or whoever, like, whatever, man, you know? Like, I seen these guys, man. Oh, my God. Do you remember that freestyle session? MZK Gambles, that one.
Okay. I was like, which
10?
one?
Was it 10?
Yeah, that's the 10th anniversary. Shouts to Cross.
I remember before that event, people were talking shit about Hong 10. Right? You know, Hong 10's not all this and he's not all that. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I see those same people in the fucking jam trying to get pictures with the guy.
Wow.
Don't front, man.
That's crazy, bro.
All that like living room chat and internet chat and all that kind of stuff. I'm not impressed, man. Nobody called Hong 10 out. Hong 10 was right there in the building. Nobody called him out. Really? Like he's so shit, and none of you are gonna call him out to prove it. Nobody. You're all fans.
Right.
And this is breaking, b-boying, keeping it real. Get the fuck out of there, man.
Cross-say haters are just confused fans.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I'm so glad I've got so many of them, you know? Because I know they're confused fans. I see heads all the time, bro, and they barely look me in the face, man.
Right. I mean, I trust me, I understand, because at that time, the whole world, you know, during that time, like, people was hating on us, you know what I'm saying? Just to doing our thing with our own little swagger. We came out.
Yeah, MZK had lots of bullshit hate, man. And what? Did anyone ever come for you? No.
No. You know what I'm saying? Even at that jam where they were born, we're like, yo, y'all have problems. Let's get it in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't get on the internet and just like, oh, I was there, this, that, and the third. Like, come on, man. That shit is for the birds.
There's this kid, right? I think he's from Tunisia or some shit. Some punk kid. Anyway, he was spreading around that meme thing or whatever else. And I went on his page. He posted it, and I went on his thing and said, at least tag me, bro. Yo, don't just talk shit about me. Just tag me. So I can at least see it and have a laugh at myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, he was at Rebel BC1. And I know yeah. I know he thought I was going to give him a beating. I'm from the hood, bro. Right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what we do.
And I know certain vibes. And I know he thought I was going to give him a beating. And you know what? I'm just like, why would I catch a case for you? You're nobody.
I feel
you are literally nobody. I'll give you a fucking name, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know his name. That's how pathetic he is. Yeah. You're nobody. You're less than nobody to me. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's always like that, right? But hey, that's how the game goes, man. And
fans,
for us, and for us, honestly, I laugh a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? I just laugh. Like I be cracking jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, look. For me, that it's just fun for me. You know.
Yo, Charlie, I know people think I'm at home like upset and thing, you know? Like, yo, I'm laughing my ass off, man.
Right, exactly.
I'm flying to jams every week. I'm going to 2 jams a week sometimes. You think I'm stressed about idiots? You must be crazy. These guys are stuck at home.
Right.
They have to pay for their own trips if they ever even bother to take one.
Oh,
right? Yo, so many of these guys, man, they talk so much shit. I don't see them anywhere, man. I don't see them,
man. It's gotta grow up. That's all I can say, you know.
It's a sickness. I think at some level, I think our scene is super toxic. It never grew out of its childhood. Do you know what I mean? And the toxicity stayed in the scene. It's kind of getting broken now because a lot of the new generation are just not into it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they see that.
They're moving in their own direction, you know, and they're gonna leave. I'm sorry to say, they're gonna leave us behind, man, because they know what it's about for them. You know, like a little bit of the culture is gonna be lost, but for sanity to prevail, it may have to happen.